What are we doing next? Anybody remember? We're going to be counting down the 20 most influential monarchs in history. Okay? And of course, you know the rules. Robots paint, you guess. I give some clues. We're going to count these down now. Remember, this is number 20. And I'm going to do them first person. I ruled an empire based in the city of Palmyra. I try to do a woman's voice. I led a rebellion against the Roman Empire, briefly conquering Egypt. My name means life of Zeus. No, this is way before Joan of Arc. And Joan of Arc wasn't a monarch. So there you go. No, it's not Cleopatra. It's after Cleopatra. I was known for my intelligence, strategic mind, and ambition, though, like Cleopatra, and I was ultimately defeated and captured by Emperor Aurelian. Aurelian. A-U-R-E-L-I-N. Aurelian. Aurelian. There you go. Anybody know who this is? This is the queen. This is Queen Zenobia. Queen Zenobia. She's remembered for her defiance of Rome and her attempt to create a powerful Eastern empire. There you go. We're going to go every other, so this next one's a dude. I was crowned on Christmas Day in the year 800. So there's the big clue. My name means Charles the Great. I united much of the Western Europe under my rule. My reign is known for revival in learning and culture. Carolinian thing or something. Yeah, there you go, Jan. You got it. I am called the Father of Europe. The Father of Europe. This is the guy. Father of Europe. That's right. This is Charlemagne. He also has like a popular morning podcast, right? Not that one. Different Charlemagne. Charlemagne's leadership fostered the foundation of modern Europe and inspired the concept of a unified continent. That's right. He reunified the Holy Roman Empire in the year 800 after it had fallen apart in what, 450 or so, right? Okay, I'm getting off track here. We're back to a lady. I am the only woman in Chinese history to rule as an emperor. Only Chinese emperor that was a woman. I promoted Buddhism as the state religion during my rule. I established the Zhou dynasty for a brief period. My reforms strengthened the civil service exam system. I don't know. You guys know any Chinese history? They have this civil service exam. It's like to be in the civil service, you had to pass all this stuff. Unlike today. They got to reinstitute that now. Federal government. I ruled during the Tang Dynasty and broke many conventions of my time. Everybody remember this lady? She has the first name Empress. Empress. No. Going once. Going twice. This is Empress Wu Zetian. Wu Zetian. Learn something every day on Quick Bite History Live. Wu Zetian's reign reshaped Chinese politics and remains a powerful symbol of female leadership. Next up. Every other, remember? I ruled the city of Babylon in Mesopotamia. I am known for a code of laws carved into stone. My code is one of the oldest surviving written laws. An eye for an eye comes from my code. Anybody know this one? It's a little more obscure, I think. Good luck. My laws covered everything from marriage to trade. This is the law guy. Too many laws. I'm sure that's what they said back then. And they know the law guy? Yeah, it kind of looks like Charlton Heston, maybe. Hammurabi. Hammurabi, that sound familiar? King Hammurabi. His code helped shape early governance and justice systems, influencing legal traditions worldwide. Hammurabi. All right, there you go. Learn something more. You're going to learn a lot tonight. I was empress who expanded my country's borders significantly. I corresponded with the famous Enlightenment thinkers from Europe. I took power after my husband's mysterious death. Wonder what happened. My reign helped modernize Russia. There you go. I think you can get this one. I am known as the longest ruling female leader of Russia. Everybody remember her name? Yeah, there you go. Rhombus. Rhombus on the board. This indeed is Catherine the Great. Catherine the Great's rule brought major reforms and helped turn Russia into a European power. Yeah, she was very European. And she used to correspond with Voltaire, right? He was a philosopher. The Enlightenment. There you go. Catherine the Great. Moving on. Next up. I ruled the Mara Empire in ancient India. Somebody can help me with the pronunciation there. My empire was vast, stretching across most of the Indian subcontinent. This is the Indian ruler guy, emperor. I converted to Buddhism after a particularly bloody war. I felt bad. My edicts promoted nonviolence and compassion. This is the compassionate emperor. I am often symbolized by a pillar or a wheel in India. Interesting. No, this is quite a bit before Muhammad Gandhi. This guy has a king for a first name. King Ashoka. King Ashoka embraced Buddhism, which influenced his rule and spread Buddhist principles across Asia. King Ashoka from India. He comes in at number 15. The most influential monarchs of all time. You'll know this next lady. I am known as the Virgin Queen. My reign is often called a golden age for English drama. Shakespeare's time. I navigated religious tension between Catholic and Protestants. Who knows who did this and was around when Shakespeare was writing or doing plays or whatever he was doing. I defeated the Spanish Armada in 1588. This is lady. There you go. Oh, look at the detail there, Stuart. You've got the whole thing. Very good. My era inspired works by Shakespeare. Yes, it did. And yes, you are correct. This is Queen Elizabeth I. Her reign marked a high point in English culture and established England as a major power. That's right, when they beat the Spanish Armada, which I've got a story about that in my 10 worst weather incidents in history, or something like that. There's a big storm, and that helped the English beat the Spanish Armada. Helped Queen Elizabeth beat the Spanish Armada. A little aside there. All right, down to number 13. I ruled for over 70 years, one of the longest reigns in European history. That might be enough of a clue for you guys that are European history experts. I controlled power and weakened the nobility's influence. I centralized power, excuse me. My palace at Versailles, this is the guy we talked about earlier, set a new standard for opulence. Louis is correct. However, I don't think it's the fourth. I was called the Sun King. I famously declared, I am the state. Yeah, there you go. Good citizen. He is a very good citizen. Louis XIV's reign shaped France's identity as a cultural and political powerhouse. Louis XIV, the Versailles guy. The Versailles guy. I wonder if he made that room of mirrors or whatever, the Hall of Mirrors. All right, next up, that was number 13. We're down to number 12. And remember, these go back and forth between male and female. I was born into a humble background and rose to power. I ruled alongside my husband, Justinian I. And you guys know your history? I advocated for women's rights and social reforms. I helped save my husband's reason during the Nika riots. Yeah, Hall of Mirrors. There you go. Anybody remember who this is? I am one of the most influential women in Byzantine history. Far and wide. Anyway, I ruled during Israel's golden age of peace. I built a famous temple in Jerusalem. This is the guy that built that thing. I am known for my wisdom, as in the story of the two mothers. There you go. You got it. You got it. The story of the two mothers. We all know that story. Yes, indeed. This is King Solomon. King Solomon's reign is legendary, often representing wisdom, peace, and prosperity. And no shirt. Must have been hot. Must have been warm. Warm. I think it was warm in this area. In multiple languages, which was unusual for my dynasty. My alliances with Roman leaders were controversial. I think we all know who this is. I had a son with Julius Caesar and a famous romance with Mark Antony. Elizabeth Taylor is the correct answer. I met a tragic end by suicide after a Roman defeat. Yes, you all have it correct. This is her, the one and only, known throughout the world, near and far, Cleopatra. Cleopatra's political maneuvering and romances remain legendary symbols of power and allure. Allure. Yes, she is the symbol of allure. There you go. We're down to number 9. I am known for breaking away from the Catholic Church. I established the Church of England. There you go. The winner. Columbus is on the board. I changed England's religious landscape permanently. My reign and personal life became infamous in history. There he is. Robots hit it, didn't they? Right on the button. Looks like your uncle. How many wives does he have? King Henry VIII's actions reshaped England's religious structure and left a lasting impact, especially on 2 of his wives. He only killed 2 of them. It's very confusing because he's King Henry VIII, but he only had 6 wives. And I guess you're thinking he had 8 wives. Next up, my reign is often associated with duty and decorum. Decorum being the clue. I was the figurehead of a vast empire at its peak. That's true too. She was in charge when the British Empire was at its peak. I am one of the longest reigning British monarchs. The Industrial Revolution unfolded under my rule. The era of my reign is named after me. How about that? No. The name of our era was named after her. There you go, Stuart. I figured you would get it. I guess that's correct, Jan. I guess you have it. Correct. Queen Victoria, of course. Queen Victoria's reign saw an unprecedented expansion of the British Empire and a lot of societal change. Queen Victoria. Longest reigning British monarch. One of the longest. I don't know, did the recent Queen Elizabeth pass to her? Maybe so. We're down to number 7. I founded one of the first large empires in. Okay. I was known for my tolerance for different cultures. I allowed exiled peoples, including the Jews, to return home. My legacy includes a cylinder considered an early charter of human rights. Interesting. I founded the Achaemenid. Help me pronounce that. Achaemenid Empire in Persia. Achaemenid Empire in Persia. Nope. Anybody know who this is? This is a pretty famous guy. He has a famous name. And he's like, you know how Alexander the Great? This is King Cyrus the Great. Cyrus the Great's policies of tolerance and respect made him a revered figure in ancient history. One of those ancient kings. All right, we're down to number 6. I united my country through marriage and diplomacy. I funded a voyage that changed the world. There you go. My reign began Spain's golden age. Who knows? I and my husband, I don't know if that's proper English, implemented the Spanish Inquisition. That's a bad thing, right? Good citizen. I should not had it first. I sponsored Christopher Columbus. This is the lady. There's the lady who did it. Isabella the First policies shaped Spain's future as a global power with a lasting legacy. Queen Isabella the First. 1. Here she is. Kind of a weird crown thing. Yeah. The Inquisition thing was not a good thing, right? Speaking of torture, I unified the Mongol tribes under my leadership. My empire stretched across Eurasia, the largest contiguous empire in history. My military tactics were ruthless and highly effective. I facilitated trade across the Silk Road. There you go. You guys got it. Everybody's getting it. Pretty good likeness, as far as we know. I am one of history's most feared conquerors. Indeed. Mr. Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan's empire profoundly influenced trade, culture, politics across Asia and Europe. Genghis Khan. King Genghis Khan, incidentally. We're down to number 4, so we're getting up on the list here. These are the top 4 monarchs in history. This is a little surprising. I ruled as one of the few female pharaohs in Egypt. I focused on trade and building projects rather than conquests. My temple at Deir el-Bahari is one of Egypt's architectural marvels. I often dressed in male regalia to assert my authority. Nope. Don't say the right answer yet. My reign was at a time of prosperity and peace in Egypt. She's got the coolest name of all the female pharaohs, female queens of Egypt. Who remembers that name? Nefertiti's cool, but not as cool as this one. That's right, this is Queen Hatshepsut. Hatshepsut. Her peaceful rule and achievements in architecture left a lasting legacy. Apparently the robots think so. She's number 4. Number 3 now. We're getting up on the list. I created one of the largest empires by the time I was 30. I spread Greek culture far and wide, as far as India. I named numerous cities after myself. Might as well. I mean, might as well, right? My teacher was the philosopher Aristotle. Stuart's got it. There you go, rhombus. You guys know who this is. I am remembered as one of history's greatest military commanders. And Alexander's conquests, Alexander the Great, of course, and he's known as King Alexander the Great. His conquest spread Greek culture and led to the Hellenistic age, deeply impacting history. All right, we're down to the top two. The top two. Who do you think they are? They're both Egyptian, which is interesting. I was an influential queen alongside Pharaoh Akhenaten. Remember Pharaoh Akhenaten? I played a significant role in Egypt's religious shift. My famous bust is one of, not breasts, busts, is one of the most recognizable ancient artifacts. I worship the sun god Aten. There you go, Rhombus. Keep saying Nefertiti long enough, you know, you get it. She's number 2 on the list, hit parade. I am often remembered as one of history's most beautiful women. There you go. Nefertiti's beauty and her role in religious reform remain iconic in ancient Egyptian history. Nefertiti. There she is. We're down to number 1. Go ahead, guess. The top monarch in history. I ruled Egypt for over 6 decades. That's an old man for back then, right? My reign saw extensive building projects, including Abu Simbel. Abu Simbel. I signed one of the earliest known peace treaties. My military campaigns expanded Egypt's influence. Not Tutankhamun, not Kung Fu. I am known as blank the Great. Anybody know who this is? I am known as blank the Great. Number 1 of all time. Not Tutankhamun. No, he was not that big a deal. He had a nice tomb. This is King Ramses II, or King Ramses the Great. Ramses' reign marked a golden age of power and monumental achievements in Egyptian history. There you go. I think it was a little arbitrary, the robot's ranking, but